Recording. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Spiny Ramble. I missed a week because I was sad. Anyway, we're back, and we're going to talk about the amazing digital circus. I'm here with Cass today. We had a ramble we were going to do before this one, and I decided to scrap it because not only were the dogs barking in the background throughout the entire thing, and you could hear them, but also I was being rude and talking over Cass so much, so I'm going to try not to do that today.
Real talk, I was sad too, but at least I kept up on my Spiny rambles.
You did. You uploaded 8 Spiny Rambles over the last week. You can check those out on Cass's channel.
Yep.
If you don't see them, that means Cass has you blocked because she doesn't like you.
Or it's because it's complete bullshit.
So I give a little bit of like my history of the show. I was already subscribed to Gooseworks and Kevin Tremors, who's the lead director of animation. I liked him for some of his shorts, like the song about the character. He has a character that sings about like the exposition song or the third act misunderstanding song are great. He was an animator for Blue Sky Studios. I think he was involved in Ice Age 5. So in Ice Age 5, I think is a bad movie, but incredibly well animated. So if you look at that movie and you say like, this is the guy who went on the digital circus, it makes sense because Kevin Tremors is an outstanding animator.
Absolutely.
And I really respected both Gooseworks and Kevin Tremors. I honestly, I was more familiar with Kevin than Gooseworks. I've only seen one or two of Gooseworks videos, but I thought she was a very, very talented animator. I like her style a lot. And when I first saw the teaser for Amazing Digital Circus, I just thought that Pomni and Kane, who were in the original teaser, had such unique designs, especially Kane, where they're able to communicate so much with a mouth and a pair of eyeballs. Like, it's such a clever design that they're able to, like, morph it in a way that forms, like, angry and sad and happy expressions. They do a lot of funny gags, like whenever Bubbles has a tongue, Kane is missing his tongue, because those two are, like, intertwined that way. And that's not even much of a design choice as much as it is a visual gag, but there's just so much great stuff. I think every episode from the pilot to the most recent one that we just watched, this ramble is coming out like pretty much immediately after I record it with Cass. We just watched episode 6. I think the animation's improved every episode. I'm very happy to see the show pick up and take off as much as it did. I do see some people who are getting kind of tired of it. A lot of people kind of pair it up with like Vizzy Pop stuff like Has Been or Hell of a Boss. And what I'm going to say about that, I'm not going to go into that too much here. What I'm going to say about that, you're welcome to, Cass. I do have to say, if the show was a failure, if the pilot didn't take off and they didn't renew it, so many of the people who are saying they're tired of seeing it would have been people saying, "Oh, I wish people would have just given the show a chance." So I think a lot of y'all are hypocrites. Not all of you. Some of you might have legitimate critiques against the show, but I think it is one of the finest indie shows I've ever seen. It's definitely gained so much popularity that you could argue it has left the indie scene a little bit, because there are indie projects I follow that stay like just barely successful enough to stay alive, or Digital Circus. I mean, God, when I was handing out candy at my sister's house like a year ago for Halloween, I saw more than one Jax's, It's definitely become somewhat mainstream popular. But I gotta say, I'm very happy it achieved that level of success. There's a lot of people on the project who are very deserving of that, and
Okay.
just more than thrilled to see where it is. Cass, say your piece.
Yeah, no, the only thing I'm going to cut you off is I'm going to square up with you. Indie projects are indie projects. It's, no matter what, it's going to be indie until like a mainstream media thing picks it up.
I guess
right?
Netflix technically picked up Digital Circus, so
I guess. I wouldn't say that is like, they probably don't have like the rights to it, to my knowledge.
they do.
So
They
it's, like indie, like
they don't
the
have
term
control
indie is
over the
weird.
show. Yeah, they don't have control over
Yeah.
the show. Glitch still has the final say, and Glitch,
Oh, yeah, it's-
Gooseworks has actually praised Glitch for because like she even said like episode 5, the one where they do the shuffle of the suggestion box. Like she even said, I'm surprised that I'm like very happy that Glitch let me do everything I wanted to do there. So it's very much in the creative person's hands. So I do actually think you're right. It still qualifies because it's still very much in Gooseworks' hands. Go on. I'm sorry.
Even then, I think Glitch Studios is still an independent studio. Like, it's not obtained by the bigger subsidiaries. To my knowledge, I didn't look into it, so, like, whatever. But, when it gets right down to it, it's also, like, being distributed by Netflix, right? So it's, the term indie comes from the, like, idea, which is indie's such a weird fucking concept within music and, film, but the idea of indie is that it's not of the bigger studios, and that's where like independent normally comes from. It can be bended and shit, but this is still indie if anybody's out there worried about it, to my knowledge, unless we find out Disney is behind fucking Disney, or like Warner Brothers is behind Time Warner, I guess is the correct term. I don't know which one. You get my point.
Yes, the unfreezed head of Walt Disney himself is calling all the strings in Digital Circus.
Listen, if that was true, out of all the things I've known about Walt Disney, this would blow my fucking mind if he let the show exist. Like, I think if Walt Disney was alive, he would enjoy the animation, but the subject matter, he'd be like, that's fucking stupid.
He's like, why are those characters, funny cartoon characters, holding guns? And says, well, did you see Kingdom Hearts? Why is Mickey holding a sword? Like, that would be Walt Disney's response to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, Michael, remind me to talk to you about something after this. I can't say it here because you're not editing it, but my God. Can you cut something? Can you cut my comment? Holy fuck! I know you said you don't do that. Cut that, please.
Sure.
It's so loud what I'm trying to say that people can insinuate it.
All right, I'll cut it, but please make that the only one.
That is.
If it happens again, I'll forgive you, but just
hold on.
Try.
Michael, do you know what I'm trying to say? That's the real question.
Tell me after the recording because I'm a little.
Oh, if you don't, then keep it in. But if you do, it's edgy humor. Anyway.
Should I just leave all of this in your call? You make the call right now.
Yeah. No, I will leave it in because like you didn't catch on immediately. So maybe I'm safe. Anyways.
All right.
The fact that you're bringing so much attention to it is the real problem.
So Cass is a little high and I'm a little drunk, so that's where we're at with this ramble. And if you want me to cut that out, I will.
No, a little is the wrong term, but yes.
Okay, I'm only a little drunk.
So, dude, I'm zooted as fuck. Anyways,
I really love the show, though. I really like seeing where it's gone. And I do think that, yes, I do. If you have to ask me if the creative mind behind it, Gooseworks, is the one who's mainly responsible for the story, yes, I believe so. And that does, I guess, make it still indie, because when I think indie, when I think really what's truly independent, I think of like either a single voice or a group of voices that were all there from the start. Because if I make a show with Spiny Norman, I consider definitely independent, because how the fuck is it not independent? But I definitely refer to you and Matt and Mitzi and others, just like for like I share scripts with you guys, I share ideas with you guys, and you guys throw ideas at me. There's entire ass characters that are in the show because of Matt, like Spicy Norman and the Piranha Brothers wouldn't exist without Matt. And they're major characters in the Spiny-verse, so it's like, yeah, I don't think it has to be a single person for it to be independent, but when it's like a person or a person and the others they've recruited, I guess with like Digital Circus, it's just like the best possible outcome, because it really feels to me like Smile and Friends, where it's like the good guys won. It's an instance of like, these are genuinely creative and talented people with a good sense of humor and a great understanding of the art of animation, who are making something, and they're making it the way that they want to make it. And even though they got a lot of mainstream appeal, they are still making it the way they wanted to make it.
So the issue with Smiling Friends is the distributor is Time Warner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it comes into it, right? And they have more of a corporate existence. So corporations can interfere, where independent is not supposed to be the same.
I can agree, but wouldn't you say Smile and Friends does feel like it's the voice is unique? Because I think with Adult Swim specifically, the voice, even Rick and Morty, I would argue to this day, it feels like Dan Harmon, even though it's become this extremely mainstream thing and definitely isn't indie anymore, it still feels personal to Dan Harmon.
You're using the term indie as the feel, not the actual term. No offense. But
offense taken.
Take it. But the thing is, I mean, you are correct. See, the thing is, you are correct about the good guys winning for Adult Swim. It sounds shitty because Adult Swim's been that way forever. But
they're a cool network.
The Adult Swim is a cool network, and I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was gonna be like, and so is the people that have South Park, but not right now. the distributor's Paramount right now, right?
Yeah, South Park is cool.
Fuck that.
Paramount is not cool.
Yeah, no, fuck Paramount. But
South
sorry
Park's
about
cool.
being fucking.
South Park's cool because they told Paramount to fuck off after they gave them $1.5 billion.
No. See, the people that own it and run it are cool. I was going to give the distributors credit, but fuck that. Where like the distributors of like Glitch Studios and that's about it are. And is that A24? Is that another one of those?
A24 is pretty cool.
Well, I was trying to make sure I got the name correct. See, those are like independent, and I think the board is less important on that. Where when they give you your word on what they're filming. Sorry, Rex is barking. I guess this is it.
Well, luckily I don't actually hear Rex. It's a problem when my two dogs bark because
awesome.
my mic is going to pick it up. It doesn't really pick your dog's barking up.
That's awesome. Anyways, when it comes down to those distributors, it's not like when it comes to those companies, it feels like they go, "Hey, we're giving you the money. Do what you please. Move on." Where Warner Brothers is like, "We're giving you the money. Here's our board fucking meeting. You have to appease them, and then maybe." And that's the difference between the two, from what I understand. Right?
Yeah.
So, and you are correct with Smiling Friends. I'm just happy that people picked this fucking show up. I guess we should I think I should finally talk about the goddamn show.
I like to talk about it. That's the thing with Spiny Rambles is I like it when if the conversation gets off topic, I'm still happy about that because we can if it ever gets so off topic, we can rename the episode, and two, it's just good to I like a natural conversation. I will say I would love to talk about the 6 episodes, but I think we should skim through most of them. I think we should talk about them as quickly as we can and mainly put our focus on the most recent one.
I'm gonna be honest, all I gotta say about those ones is they're phenomenal. It's a show that completely gets me to fucking laugh. It's just fucking great. The newest episode I do want to talk about though. I want to give because those other episodes are great. All episodes are great. All episodes are fucking great. I have not had one I disliked yet.
Me neither. Do you mind? I know what my least favorite one is, but it's still a good episode. Do you mind if I quickly...
Be some conversation. Let's go for it.
Let's go through it. Let's go through it real quick. I think the first episode was wonderful. I think one of my favorite scenes to this day in the entire show is that final scene in episode 1 where it leads into that really beautiful orchestrated version of the theme of the, like, bah, da, na, 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 na. They do, like, a really, like, dramatic version. I literally saw people taking, like, shots of that final scene of Pomni having the forced, creepy smile at the end, and they put, like, they did edits to Midsummer with that, because of how, like, creepy it is. Like, it quite literally gave off fucking Midsummer vibes at the end of that episode, of that first episode. I think the first episode has a brilliant ending. It's a great introduction to all the characters. You get enough context for all of them. You learn that Jax is an asshole who thinks it's fun to fuck with people. You learn that Ragatha is someone who's trying to be like the mediator, someone who's trying to be there for people, but maybe like is a little bit, she's being very thoughtful, but maybe it's to like an excessive degree, which future episodes insinuate. Kingers kind of lost his mind. Gangle's comedy mask breaks. She becomes very depressed. Zubul doesn't want to do the adventures. Like it really establishes each character really well. And I, to this day, think it's like musically one of the best episodes, even though I think the music is great in all of them. I love that the final track that they play at the end of that episode. Love that. I love how intense it gets.
Michael, you prepared me to fight you this whole time, and instead you gave me the coldest fucking take in the universe.
I love the first episode. I think it's one of the best. I don't know where I'd rank it because it's hard to rank these episodes. To me, there's only one episode I would consider somewhat of a weak link, and I still like it. It's very easy for me to say which one's my least favorite episode, and we'll get to that one. Okay, we'll get to. Yeah. I'll say it when we get to it. Second episode is the Candy Kingdom, which is great. The Gummy Goo is a great character. His 2 partners are a great character. I love the fucking Pizza Tower reference. I like that all the characters are heavily involved in that one, but it's still mainly focused on Pomni as she's trying to figure everything out. Second episode is another fucking masterpiece, and it also
Can we have a timeout? Did you already say the episode you liked the least?
Not yet. No, I'll say it when we get to it.
Okay. So I might fight you. Did you somehow rope me into a fucking ranking episode or a ranking video?
Let's give our rankings at the end of the episode. Let's give the rankings at the end of the episode if we have them.
I'm not doing that.
I'll do mine. But I love the second episode with the Kingdom of Candy. I think Gummy Goo is probably the highlight of that episode, and he has a lot of relevance with the fan base, and really only has appeared in one more episode since then. But I bet he will appear again. I love the Kaufmo funeral. That scene is so fucking good. And it also has an implication with Jax that, as we're watching the show, even in the most recent one where they're really trying to make him as cold-hearted of a bastard as they possibly can, he does care because he has that expression in that episode. At the end of the episode, they mention Kaufmo's funeral, and Jax looks sad for a second, but quickly tries to make a dismissive face as he walks off. And I love that because it's like that detail that if you're someone who like really watches the show and really rewatches it, like I'm sure a lot of people who are into the show do, you really pick up on that fact that you Jax, we know you're feeling shit. We know you're upset. you can even as horrible as he is in this most recent one, you still know it's fucking projection. He's trying his best to not show it, and he's willing to make people hate him to not show it because the truth hurts more for him than his like fictional take on the world. Should we move on to the third one? You have anything to say about the Candy episode?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I got up for like a whole second. So when you stopped, you scared the shit out of me because I'm like, oh fuck, Michael caught me.
Cass, where are you going?
No. Don't worry about it. Anyways, all the episodes are good. I'll chime in after when you're done with the episode synopsis as you did that.
I'll go quicker, but if you want to chime in at any point, do it. So I'll go quicker at this point then. Third episode, Haunted Mansion episode, one of my favorites. I love the dynamic between Kinger and Pomni in that. I love the reveal that Kinger can be more real and more himself when he's in the dark, and I think they did a great job reincorporating that into the most recent one. Love it. Kinger is very, like, I get why. I think our friend Mitzi's favorite character is Kinger, and I get that, and I'm tempted to say Kinger's dope. I'm tempted to call Kinger my favorite, but it's hard because I like so many of the characters, and I really like Kane. I think Kane might be my favorite just because he makes me laugh, and I love the design. But Kinger is close. And Pomni is close because I think she's a great main character. Who's your favorite character, Cass? Do you know?
Come back to me. The problem is that I got it. Oh, so we'll talk about this. We will definitely talk about this. I guess I have a reason why I can't give you an answer, and I'll talk about it once we get into this episode.
Okay. For me, it's very hard for me to pick a favorite. I don't think it's Jax, Ragatha, Zubul, or Gangle. Even though I love all four of those,
hold on. My favorite character is the disappearing guy. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I didn't interrupt you. Hey,
there we go. Actually, I actually did vote for Ming. So Ming is my favorite.
You fucking. That's what happens when I miss shit. I didn't know he was ineligible.
He wasn't.
Wow. Okay.
He wasn't. The episode just gave him it. No, the drama with the website and the actual... I was wondering if they were going to incorporate the drama. Here's the thing. It was actually assumed by a lot of people that Kane being in last place was rigged for the episode. And after watching the episode, no, Kane is just the most disliked character of the ones they put out there. Because Bubble wasn't an option. But the options were the main, all of the characters and then Kane. Kane was the only NPC that was an option. And Kane was last place, and I kept voting for Kane. They did that picture of Kane crying that made me feel so bad. But I knew I was the one. I didn't have to feel that bad because I was voting for Kane the whole time because I love Kane. I also love that Ming was voiced by Chris O'Neill because everybody thought me, myself included, thought it was Markiplier, and the fact that it was fucking Oni just is so funny. Especially, like, a couple of Oni Plays guys have been on there. Like, Tomar has done some of the trailers, narration for the teasers, and Lyle voiced the chocolate monster that was based on that character from Raggedy Ann Musical Adventure. Lyle voiced that character, so we got 3 of the Oni Plays guys involved now. We just need to get Zach in there next. I bet, I would not be surprised if we hear Zach's voice before the show ends. It's like, he's in every fucking pilot ever. So the third episode I think is great though. It's one of my favorites. Kinger, it really highlights how great of a character Kinger can be. The fourth episode, which is the fast food one, that's my least favorite episode.
Hey Michael, I'm gonna have to interject here. I think that chocolate monster, isn't that who you just referenced, was voiced by Zach, right?
No, it's voiced by Lyle.
Well, I think it's a Candyland reference.
I think it's a Candyland reference too, but there's so many Agony Ram musical adventure characters,
No, yeah.
musical adventure
sure.
references made that I think it is one of those two.
No, the reason why I only say that is because it required me to fucking look it up, but there's like a chocolate monster and like
I think it's both. I think it's both. There's a very goofy character.
It really doesn't matter. That's just my dumbass. Like, I looked it up for even just to make sure I wasn't gonna say something wrong.
There's a lot of Raggedy Ann references. Yeah. I mean, just Ragatha's existence is that.
Yeah.
There's lines from that movie too in the show. The fourth episode is good. It's just the one that I think I like the least because it's the one that makes me laugh the least, and I think it's because I just I like Gangle. I want her to do well. I feel sympathy for her character. She doesn't make me laugh that much, and I think that's all it is.
You know, it's great as I knew me and you were going to fight on one thing, and it's this episode. I understand that it's your least favorite. The thing is that, like, and I think you understand it too, as a person that worked in food service, that episode was too fucking real, and I think that I like that about... That's what I really like about the show, is that they're willing to get to that point, but, like, holy fuck was that one that I, like, completely fucking... understood, and that
Cass,
it's not my favorite episode, but holy fuck is that why I like it so much.
I do like it for that, but can I say something?
Yeah,
and I'm sorry to be this real on the show. I do ultimately want this to be fun, but like I think the fact that I'm still going through it is why it's my least favorite.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, no, I get it.
Because if I was out of it, it might be a completely different experience. No, that is what Gangle's going through in that episode is my life right now, and it just made me more miserable watching it. And so I think that's what I'm talking about. But I appreciate the episode. I do.
The thing I like about it is that I wish I saw it when I was in it, because it kind of shows you that I'm like, for me, it shows that I'm not fucking crazy. Like, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that sees the shit.
That's fair. And honest to God, that's why I still really like the episode. It's just my least favorite one. I'm glad you said that, though, because I don't think I would have gone there if you didn't. Because I think I would have just said, oh, it didn't make me laugh that much. No, I think there is, like, a deeper meaning to why I don't like it as much. I think it's because it's, like... The show always comes out on a Friday. It's always the second to last. It's always the day before I go back to work, and I think that one just put me in a place where it's like, hey, you see how miserable these characters are? You're gonna be there tomorrow. Have fun. Or normally it's a good escape for me. Or even as it gets dark and dramatic, especially if the sixth episode, it normally serves as a good escape, and I think this is one that didn't quite do it for me, and I think it's because of that.
I think that's kind of the thing about this episode, is escape for me is what escape for other people is escaping the world. For me, as the person that I am, can I get edgy here?
Yeah.
Not edgy, but can I get like controversial?
Yeah.
As a person of the LGBT and as a person of color, the escape doesn't come from ignoring issues. It comes from somebody seeing the issue. That's why I like games like Elder Scrolls or, Cyberpunk, or even like Fallout, is where if the world acknowledges the issue, sometimes you don't feel as crazy, and sometimes you feel a little acknowledged, and that's what matters. Escapism is sometimes escaping it, but sometimes maybe when somebody sees you, and that's just enough, and that's why I fucking appreciate Elder Scrolls. I haven't really beaten one, but I appreciate that they're willing to go there. That's why I fucking love Cyberpunk, and so on and so forth.
I really respect that, and the thing is, I kind of wish I was right there with you right there. I think I'm in a weird period of my life where maybe I'll look back at this episode later in the future and actually appreciate it way more. because I think I'm in this weird transitional period of my life where I'm planning on, without going into too much detail, planning on leaving this position, maybe even within the next week. My only concern there is I've said that before. And I want to be able to look back at it and say, like, yes, like, it's great to have been seen in a rough time. I guess it's just, I think it's my first real, like, truly rough time, you know? I feel like I've been, like, in a pretty all right place throughout life, and I just didn't realize it. And then this hit me where it's like, God, I get why people complain. I get why people complain so much.
And that's the thing, right? Is that I think that this show is for. I think that's what I love about it, is everybody in the show is in a rough time, and yeah, it's wacky and funny, but that's kind of what makes the show great, and that's why I love it so much. Is because it's willing to get uncomfortable. It is because it's willing to have these characters be in this rough fucking state. Because they're in a very rough state. It's forgotten, yes, but God, do I fucking love this show for that.
And I also think it's a rough
so
state.
Funny.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's also a rough state before they were trapped here. Like, being trapped isn't the only rough state. They were somewhere rough before they got there. And the one thing I will say, the thing is, I don't know if the show describes this as well as Gooseworks does, because I've listened to Gooseworks. I've read her Tumblr Q&As, and some people don't know fully what the characters know and don't know. They don't remember their names, but they do remember a lot of their lives before they got there, which I think actually was explored well in the bar scene of the 5th episode, where they were successfully naming details of their lives. So you obviously know they know a little bit of their lives, but yeah, it's like, I think most of these characters were in a rough spot even before they got trapped, and it's like, those rough spots weren't resolved, but now they're also, now the main concern is just like, am I ever going to be able to go back to that struggle, you know? Isn't that an interesting idea? Is like the idea of wondering if you can go back to a struggle, because I think some people would watch the show and be like, I would love to live. I bet there's some people who watch the show who think I would love to live in this world because it would completely eliminate what I'm going through right now. But then when you realize that it's potentially forever, whether you're stuck there forever or you abstract, then,
it also seems
it changes a lot. Like, it's like, maybe it's a fun idea until you realize that there's no leaving it.
It also feels like the thing about that is it feels like some characters embrace it or just acknowledge that they're not going back, and it's better that way. Like, even Jax acknowledged that in this most recent episode. That
Big
I
thing
will
of that
eventually
one.
let you get to. Say what?
Yeah, we should get to that. I'll wrap this part up. 5th episode might still be my favorite episode. 5 or 6 is my favorite. I don't know. 5 with them doing all the different adventures was really funny, but also I love the character development. But I think my favorite scene of the show so far comes from the 6th episode, where Jax and Pomni have a pretty big fight at the end of it. I love scenes like that. I love like everything. I love everything comes out scenes. You know, moments where it's like it's all built into this one moment, and that felt like what we got in episode 6, and I loved it. Cass, tell me what you think of episode 6. You've been patient enough.
I think that this episode is phenomenal, and there's like a lot of artist things. I'm not an artist. I am not an artist, but
Yes,
I'm
you
married
are.
to one. No.
You're a different type of artist. You're a different type of artist from Olivia, but you are an artist.
I'm not a visual artist.
You're not a visual artist, but you're an artist with your words. You're an artist with your voice.
Thank you. But
I'm an artist with my stupidity.
no, you're a visual artist. But, actually, before you move on, I think that that's kind of funny. Is that like you kind of parallel the show a little bit as a Spiny character?
How so?
If I can get real, is that Spidey goes through some shit, but he's still a wacky, funky character in your fuck-ass world that you've made for him. You know? But he has moments of brightness, and it's interesting, but he still is in a situation that some people would prefer because he has friends, and he is kind of free, but he is you made a weird... It's not that your show has anything to do with this, but it's cool that Spidey, as a character, kind of does fit into this questionable existence.
Cass, let me tell you something right now. I don't give a shit about any of you. No, I think there's a denial of emotions in Spiny and denial of emotions in Digital Circus, mainly coming from, I think Jax is the one. The thing that I love about this episode so much is like Kinger and the three teams, Kinger and Ragatha, have a really great opening up scene. And even then, there's a little bit of holdback because Kinger is aware that the darkness is what makes him talk, and he doesn't actually reveal that to her.
It's great continuity.
But it is also a really down to earth, heart-filled conversation. And then Zubul and Gangle have a really good heart-to-heart conversation. I think theirs actually happens. It's either first or second. And then it's almost like Pomni and Jax are going to have this, but Jax rejects it so fucking hard. He pushes so far back to try to make himself like as hated as possible. And it's like, that seems so good because it's like one of those moments where it's like it's been built into this and I love that it's happening, but I'm also frustrated the entire time because I know what I to some extent know what Jax is going through, even if it's just the bare minimum, and I want him to fucking open up to this character that is trying to be his friend, and he won't do it clearly because clearly because he's lost too many friends. But I also love the side where it's like Ragatha wondering if she's putting a lot of blame on herself because of how she's kind of associating Jax becoming disassociated, like wanting to be like completely disassociated with any feeling he could possibly have because of what happened to his frog friend. And her trying to constantly overly be there for him, where it's like, no, it's not really your fault, Ragatha, but obviously there's some association with your trying to like really hammer in, I'm there for you, I'm your friend, I'm positive. It's like a mix of things, but it's obviously not her fault.
And see, that's the greatest thing about the show, right? Is that it hits that side of human nature because people do that, right? People do blame themselves for shit that is not anywhere near their fault. They blame themselves for friendships falling apart, or they blame themselves for a person being an asshole, when at the end of the day, it's not your fault. And it's so hard to even acknowledge that that's true, right? Like, it's hard to acknowledge that it's not your fault.
And not only is it not her fault, but it also her excessive, like her really trying to convince herself it's not her fault is actually what damages her relationship with Jax to an extent. Because she says the line to Jax, I'm not going to let you do to Pomni what happened to you or what you did. And that clearly pissed Jax the fuck off and probably damaged their relationship even further. But at the same time, if she just wouldn't have said that, it would have been nothing, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's like Jax's previous friend abstracting probably isn't Ragatha's fault, but Ragatha trying to be this positive energy in his life that he started to reject because he didn't believe in that anymore is what made him think that. And now Ragatha trying to do damage control is what's making it worse. But it's also like her heart's in the right place, but it is one of those. It's exactly what Kinger said. Sometimes you have to leave someone alone. You know, you have to.
It's also false positivity too.
Yeah, and I think that it's like you really can appreciate what she's trying to do and what she's. To be fair, her faults are way less damaging than Jax's faults, because Jax's faults are Jax's solution to the problem is like Ragatha's solution to the problem is false sincerity, which can piss someone off and make someone think less of you or think you're not being sincere. Jax's solution is quite literally abuse. And that's like the major difference between those two. Yeah. I think this 6th episode did a great job going into all of those character dynamics, though. Like, I think I understand these. I already felt like I understood the characters pretty well. I feel like I understand them better than ever.
Fucking love this episode. I love that they gave them guns. I love that they thought about how to animate them without clipping through the fucking guns. That's fucking genius. And they could have throughout this episode, because I'm not looking at this shit frame by frame, but like looking at these models and saying, hey, we're gonna give them guns with the trigger space that they have, I would have fucking had a heart attack if you were asking me to keep that track, because even fucking video games don't. Right? So it's crazy that this independent show was able to keep up with that. And that might just be because, like, the love of the art, too. Like, the artists behind it give more of a shit. But, like, it's really cool that they kept up with that shit, because guns are fucking awkward as fuck. for even just drawing regularly, from what I understand.
Anything that close, yeah, for sure. But I also think anything that like clipping is an issue with like even really professional games, even beloved games. Clipping is an issue, and they really like. And a lot of people, I feel like, would take the approach of like, oh, it's a quirk, you know, the clipping is a quirk.
Fine. That's fine, but like they did such a fucking good job not doing it, to my knowledge.
It's definitely something
so
worth
good.
appreciating because I remember your reaction as we were, because again I may have said this at the start of the episode. Me and Cass have watched every episode together except for the first one. We watched 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 together. I can even remember certain events after that. Like the third episode was right after I went to your and Olivia's wedding. You know, like it was like we got back home. I remember when we watched these together because I have like different stuff with different friends. Like I've watched all of Digital Circus for you. I've been playing through Delt's Room with Matt and Mitzi. It's like, yeah, I like having these little things with you guys. And when I heard that Digital Circus is coming out, I was like, oh, Cass, we gotta watch Digital Circus episode 6 together.
Depending on how Deltarune goes, if it ever does it, I might join you, but there's reasons for that.
Mm-hmm. We're on chapter 4 right now. We'll see what happens when chapter 5 comes out. But I will note
it's 5 and 6 that I may help you.
Hey, I'm down to have you, and I'll even if you only want one character, I'll sign you one character. If you want no characters, you just want to be there, that's fine too.
I want one character, and I'm not gonna talk on it. I'll tell you after. I think it's obvious.
You're getting Papyrus.
No, it's not Papyrus. There's one character, and that one character is a character that it kind of might be like Papyrus that hasn't shown up, or hasn't said anything yet. But I have a feeling. I have a feeling, and that's why I'd love to do it.
after this recording, tell me because I'm curious.
Yeah. With that being said, though, this animation's fucking phenomenal. The show's been a fucking phenomenal thing to watch animate. Period. But like, just I love everything about this. They're kind of showing their murder drones. Did they do that show?
That's Glitch. It's the same channel, same producers.
I'm saying like they're showing that they're like murder drones isms in this, because I think that was an action show.
I only watched 5 minutes of the first episode. I actually do want to watch Murder Drones.
I just know the name.
Murder Drones is a show I'd like to watch. I watched the first 5 minutes.
Fucking good.
It's also completed, so it's like, imagine like, so do you ever like watch a show you're really into and like, God, I wish I could be the future version that knows the end into this.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah. You were, to be fair, okay, I'm gonna say as a Better Call Saul fanatic, you were spoiled.
I was, but at least I got to. But the thing that I might have misinterpreted what the fuck you just said. But like, part of me is like, I can't wait. I wish I know what happens next.
Okay. I did. Here's the thing. I had to wait longer than you, but you had to wait longer than you had to wait long knowing that you could watch it anytime you wanted.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, like, part of me is like, I wish I knew so I could surprise Michael. I wish I watched the show when it fucking aired, because I regret past me not doing it. I fucking misinterpreted exactly what you were saying.
That is the nice thing about watching Digital Circus together, is where there is no I'm ahead of you bias, you know?
But God, it's one of those times, and you fucking got me onto too many shows.
How many shows are we watching right now? Like 7?
Yeah, and I don't even watch TV. That's the thing. I don't watch TV. I barely watch fucking movies. God, dude, like, with Better Call Saul, you're on the fucking head. Like, you hit the nail on the head so fucking well. And same thing with BoJack. And it's interesting to actually be fucking here with you doing this, because, like, with those, it's kind of hard, right? I mean, in the future, no. But, like, right now, we're so far that it's so hard to do shit like that. And it's actually impossible. So, that's the greatest thing about the show being in a digital space, is that it allows me to do this shit. Where, I can't watch things day one with you, because it's not possible if it's not streamed day one, you know? So it's cool to have this. Yeah. No, I fucking jumped the gun there. I don't know what the fuck I was.
No, I love that. That was beautiful. I love that. I think that it's nice to be able to watch a show start to finish, because like I said, like, okay, there's Digital Circus we're watching together, even though we're watching it quite literally when each episode comes out. I'm going to count that as one. We watch Better Call Saul together. We're not currently watching it, so I'm not going to count that. We finished it. We watched Mission Hill together. We're one episode in, but I'm counting that as two. What's that show with Eddie Murphy? I forget the name of it.
PJs.
PJs, yes. We're watching PJs together. We're watching John Wilson together. We're watching Digman together. Yep, we're watching Nathan For You together. Is there a seventh one? Yes, Shiver and Truth. We're watching that's 7 shows. We are quite literally watching. I wasn't exaggerating. We are quite literally watching 7 shows at once.
Did you say the rehearsal already?
We finished the rehearsal.
I mean, it's still. I mean, there might be a new season, hopefully.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we did. We watched that one. We are up to date with that one today, at least. And I guess we're up to date. I guess with that in mind, we're up to date with Digital Circus. We just know there's going to be more of the rehearsal. They haven't been picked up yet, but hopefully. Anyway, I love the 6th episode. I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious. But I also thought it was like some of the best character dynamics we got. I think it's really interesting that like every team has an interaction that kind of helps them grow, including Pomni and Jax. But at the end, Pomni and Jax's relationship is worst for having it happened, where Kinger and Ragath are in a stronger place, and they're also furries with Gangle, so they also learned that about themselves.
Fucking holy shit! I'm not ready to fucking hear any of that. What you said out of your mouth.
They were cats. I wasn't supposed to improve that.
No, you're right. You're right. Sure, but like I still wasn't expecting you to. I did not expect those words to leave your mouth.
They're both furry. They're all 3 of them are furry cat people. We don't know if Gangle joined in or not.
You digitally punched me in the mouth with that sentence.
I know. I'll be right there. Thank you. My food is here, guys.
I'm sorry. Do you want to get it?
Not until we're done with this, but we're almost done.
Okay. Yeah, we are.
I'm leaving this in. This is all in. Anything else about episode 6, Cass? Because that was a great one.
It was fucking great. We need to move on. Okay, hold on. Let me say one thing.
Yeah.
The greatest thing about these shows, and the reason why, there's 2 things I want to say here. 2 reasons. I don't like to. I thought this episode would be boring. I don't want to give speculation because I am too. There's 2 things. I'm too full of myself, or is full of myself the right word? My ego is too big, right? That's why I can't do rankings, and that's why I don't.
Oh, I have a ranking.
Want to make a theory. Yeah, I know you do. I'm just explaining why I'm not doing it.
That's fine, and that's fair.
And the thing is, I don't want to say a theory. I don't want to say something because not even because I could be wrong. It's because I don't want to get an idea in my head and then be disappointed, or because it's always gonna fucking happen, right? So I like to come away and appreciate it for what it is. There's nothing fucking wrong with it. The problem is my dumbass likes my ideas so much that sometimes I get in my own head. And even if it's a better conclusion, I'm still butthurt. So I like the show too much to have my own ego be hurt. And I think another reason why I don't do rankings is because my ass cannot handle being not agreeing with myself. Like that's gonna happen, right? But a ranking is like I am not committal enough.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Because my fucking opinion changes too much, and I don't want to come off as a wishy-washy bitch.
No, I think that's fair. I
have a wishy-washy bitch, but like I don't want to put that out on the internet.
I think that's more than fair. My ranking honestly is 5 or 6 is number 1. They're tied right now. I don't know which one I like more. I love them both a lot for different reasons. Second place would be the Kinger episode, the Mansion episode. That's wonderful. I mean, it's brilliant character development. It's beautiful. So I guess that's second place because it's a tie for first place for 5 and 6. So third place would be the pilot. I love the pilot a lot. I think it's like a very good introduction to everyone. I love the ending. I love how dark it is in the sense of just the dread that you feel at the end of it. My 4th place would be the Candy Kingdom. Another fucking fantastic episode. In some ways, it's a lot better than the first one, but I do think that it has... I think animation-wise it's better. I think gag-wise it's better. I just think that there's stuff that the first episode does that I think is so strong and so powerful that I still prefer it to the Candy Kingdom episode, even though probably objectively the Candy Kingdom episode is better. And then, And then last place would be fifth place would be the fast food episode, which is great. And maybe one day I'll put it way higher up. But it's just one of those where it's like I didn't have as fun watching it, and maybe that's actually something that makes it better than I realize right now. Because I really respect your outlook on that one, and I kind of want to be there with you right now. I just feel like there's too much going on in my personal life where it's not, and maybe
You don't
that's
have to be there.
and maybe
you never have to be there.
that's the thing though. Maybe that's actually actually something to really consider with that one. That it's because of how much it's connecting to my own. It's because I'm feeling what fucking Gangles is feeling that I don't want to be there, you know. And in that sense, it might be the episode that has done its job the best so far, and that's why I dislike it the most.
At least you're fucking honest, dude.
And I'm willing to be honest. I'm more than happy to be honest. Anyways, this was a great ramble. Thank you, Cass. Anything else you want to say about the show?
It's fucking great, and it needs an Oscar or daytime Emmy. Is that what that is?
Maybe.
Don't fucking tell me. I don't give a shit about the rules. Fuck the rules.
Hey, Better Call Saul didn't win one Emmy, so I think the Emmy is actually a disgrace.
That's the next Spiny Rambles.
If
going off on the Emmys.
If Digital Circus never wins one Emmy, that means it's a good show.
What should you do if it won an Emmy this year?
BoJack Horseman also, I don't think, won an Emmy. I think it lost to The Simpsons every year. Yo.
Crazy.
Yeah.